We're live. It is the Rich Lieberman Media Pulse. Look, as a part of doing this broadcast, I get a lot of emails, lots and lots, many from various stations, not just in this market, but Sacramento, but mostly San Francisco. And I do a lot of follow up, and I've talked about the goings on at KRON. Now, KRON has been up and down, a lot mostly down, and they have provided themselves with various good people, bad people, indifferent, but it still remains a crap show over there. And so the latest communications I've received from many of you, including one very, very reliable individual, is that they got a lot of problems taking place in the morning. Let's do a little bit of a background. KRON has had a new GM for a couple of months now. He apparently has done the obligatory new general manager things, meet with staff, meet with various personnel, but apparently is lacking as far as communications and dealing with issues and problems. And boy, apparently do they have an issue in the morning. Let's deal with the morning show. There is a producer, and I'm not going to name this guy's name yet. I'm going to let him or maybe some of his proxies respond back if he chooses to do so, because I heard a lot of, shall we say, rancor, disarray, problems that this one producer has apparently caused, is causing, and yet because apparently he has good friends in very high top places, including the HR woman, he apparently has eluded any kind of sit down and basically read the riot act, or at least said, hey, look, pal, you got a lot of complaints. People are fed up with the way you run things. People are beginning to bitch and moan about the various histrionics that you apparently are being accused of. What goes? Now, they have more than one or two people. They have a whole lot, but several people have talked to me via email and have said there's just a lot of acrimony. Every place has got acrimony, but not like KRON. KRON, as an aside, appears to be the home of acrimony, even new GMs. And this new GM, which, by the way, I broke to you the story about the new GM, this guy, Mr. Flynn, apparently is a real nice guy. They love him there. But he hasn't dealt with this rather, shall we say, undiplomatic producer who works in the morning, who is apparently making life miserable for a lot of people. How bad is this guy? Well, they say he screams a lot, he yells a lot, he apparently doesn't know what he's doing. He's being accused of stealing stories from various competitors and putting them on KRON's domain and appearing as if, or making it appear as if it's his stories and his staff. Well, his staff is sick of it, especially the screaming and the yelling. Geez, I wonder how he got that. Here's how bad this guy is, or at least is being told to me. This guy is making them yearn for Aaron Pirro, who did a lot of yelling and screaming. Aaron Pirro was a news director and ran the place with piss poor human relations. They hated him. He finally got bounced for a variety of reasons, but that was years ago. Now they have some of his DNA, an assistant news director, who's now the news director, Josh Palevsky, and his DNA is on this guy, the producer in the morning. Now, this morning show is 6 hours long. It's rather lengthy. And beyond this mass amount of anger and angst and stress and all this name calling, they just don't like this guy. And he yells and screams, as I just mentioned. He's so bad, they yearn for the days of Aaron Pirro. Now, you would think this guy, and he's been there a long time, he's been there about 10 years, I'm told. You would think he'd say, you know what? Crazy thought. I'm going to have a big meeting with all the staff, and we're going to go over why the hell people are angry at me. Is it my yelling? Alleged. Is it my screaming? Alleged, but very, very well founded communication tells me otherwise, that this guy is screaming and yelling and belittling people and acting like an utter fool. Maybe a megalomaniac, somebody that thinks he is the boss, makes people feel uncomfortable, makes people squirm, dare I say. It's KRON. KRON, you would think, of all stations, would be more sensitive to accusations like this. They want him gone. They want him out. They want this guy being read the Riot Act. And I believe a lot of the accusations. But on the other hand, I'm a fair guy. And I'd like to give this guy a chance to respond. I know he knows who I am. And I'm not saying that as an ego. I'm saying that as logic, because I cover this station. I cover several stations, cover media. So I'd like this guy to respond, and I'm giving him all the opportunities to respond via my email, via my phone number, which he also has, I would assume, but first and foremost, email. If he wants to respond. And furthermore, look, the situation at KRON could be unique. It could be something. Maybe there's a whole lot of making up. I doubt it, because I've heard this and I've been working on this story for a long time. And it's been multiple emails, multiple communications, and I'm not going to go into detail just yet, other than what I've already said. But all this mess has been met with a great amount of disarray. You can see it if you watch the show in the morning. They're supposed to be professionals, the on-air people. This guy talks behind their back. He hates certain people that are key to the program, which is not a big ratings hit, by the way, but sufficient enough that it does okay, makes a little bit of money, and, well, it's KRON. You got to put an asterisk on it. But this guy is creating quite a bit of havoc. You should know that. You're a viewer. If you watch KRON in the morning, then perhaps you've noticed. Perhaps it's been indicative of a show that somehow manages to go on and on. I've had my own issues having nothing to do with the producer, with Daria Folsom, who's been there forever, and James Fletcher, who's kind of boring. I'm not crazy about some of the reporters. Will Tran, apparently this guy's got issues with Will Tran. So there's a lot of negative things that you should know about. If the said producer wants to respond, I will certainly listen to him. I will certainly report if he gets back to me. If he doesn't and just, ignores it, well, then use your own imagination or make your own assessment whatsoever. I'm just telling you, folks, that there is consternation, aggravation, and lots of apparent very intensified disarray in the morning at KRON, your lovely next star station, Channel 4 at 900 Front. I'm Rich Lieberman. We'll see you later.